Welcome to the show, people. Welcome to the show.
Tricky Guy Sports.
Full episode for November 30th. Come with me if you want to chill out. Quad.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. It's your host, Brent Bilski, a.k.a. Double B, a.k.a. the 110 Soldier. Hope you finally gotten up from your tryptophan naps and had a great Thanksgiving. We got so much to get into today. I'm going to talk all basketball, NBA, WNBA. The Golden State Warriors, one of my teams. I got to bring up the guy love. I got two issues. Kerr and Podz. Steve Kerr and Paige.
You're my favorite person in the whole world.
I am tired of both for two separate reasons, and I will break down why for you in just a little bit. The joke is still on us with Nikola Jokić, man. It's the funniest thing in the world. This dude is still running the league. This fat, out of shape, I'd rather be with my horses.
You know, nobody likes his job, or maybe they do. They're lying.
He is still the best player in an injury-prone season, and I got to talk about him because it's just fascinating what he's able to do, and his numbers are insane. And the WNBA...
Woman. Whoa, man. Whoa, man.
They are truly a league of their own. I really believe the WNBA deals with circumstances that are so unique to only them. One, should the Dallas Wings draft their star player's girlfriend with the number one pick? So, lots to get into.
Let's get this show on the road.
Back to the NBA, I want to start with this. The NBA Cup is going on, and does anyone care? I mean this sincerely. I think the NBA Cup is one of the biggest failures in all of professional sports. It is dumb, it is stupid, it is pointless, it is just a gimmick. But I do have two ways to save it, and I will give you those in just a little bit. But man, the NBA Cup, or now the Emirates Cup, is just stupid. It's just dumb. This whole thing with the courts... Is that really all we have? The courts are blue, the courts are red, the courts are green. Look, they got a new jersey, a city jersey. That's different than the regular. I mean, no one cares.
No, and I don't care.
It's something nobody asked for. It's just not a big deal. No one seems to give a crap. It's just basketball games. It's the same game, just dipped in Gatorade or paint or something. And they advertise and they talk about it. This isn't world building. It's like Home Depot cosplay. The viewership has already dropped off again. It's only been around for 3 years. It's dropped off again. Group stage fell 10% in the latest ratings, 1.33 million average, 10% less than 1.49 million just last season. People have seen this. They just don't care. There's nothing to get into it. And a 10% drop in just your third year when you've been hyping the crap out of this again is a disaster. And I think one of the biggest problems is that, dude, does anyone know what's going on? Does anyone even understand this tournament, what it even is? I still get confused. They're trying to copy soccer, and it makes no damn sense. The format of it, they do 6 separations of 5 different teams, and there's a group play, there's a knockout, there's a semifinal, and there's a final. Again, it's just a cheap imitation of European soccer. There's no clear stakes. There's no clear meaning. There's no identity. It's not the Champions League. It's like a Diet Pepsi version of soccer's championship league. And the big thing, dude, the game doesn't even count. This part doesn't just annoy me. The game doesn't even count. Do y'all know that? Do you know that the championship game of this stupid-ass cup is record exempted, meaning that the championship game does not affect the regular season records or playoff seeding? Matter of fact, the stats don't count. Let's say somebody in the championship of the Emirates Cup game scored 100 points. It wouldn't count. It doesn't count on the records. It doesn't count for their personal stats. It doesn't count for anything. It is a pointless 83rd game that does not impact the 82-game regular season. They're already bitching about playing too many games. And the prize money even, which is what they really also try to prop up, that they have a cash prize of $500,000 for every player on the team. Did you know this? 26 players already make over $500,000 per game. So your big prize is every player gets $500,000. Meanwhile, 26 players make at least $42 million a year, which goes out to $500,000 per game. They make this on a Tuesday, dude. That doesn't mean to an NBA player, especially a star one. $500,000 does nothing for them.
I sprinkle diamonds on everything I eat.
Not to mention the Emirates branding was just a terrible idea. I don't know who thought that was good. The human rights criticism about the sponsorship has also been a big thing. A real chunk of the audience does get offended by this. They don't like the association. It creates a barrier to a stupid idea that was already really not that well liked. You just can't build tradition on controversy. It's like trying to ride a unicycle during an earthquake. You just got to watch these and hope you don't hurt yourself too much. I get the money's there, but people have also pushed back on that. But it doesn't fit the identity. The NBA is star-driven. It's not trophy-driven. It's not cup-driven. It's not $500K to a rich guy already. It's LeBron. It's Steph. It's Jokic. It's Luka. They don't even treat this like it matters. So, of course, the fans don't treat it like it matters. And this tournament, I really wish they get rid of it. I think it's dumb. I think it's silly. I think the stupid courts are just a waste of time. And people are saying give it time, and I keep saying why. Yeah, I don't think you can force tradition. I don't think it's working. But if you want to save it, this is what I wanted to get to. I do have 2 ways of saving it. I have 2 ways of saving this stupid-ass cup and making fans give a shit. My 2 solutions, I'm glad you asked. The first one, let's at least start telling a story. Like I said, anybody can get into a story. Make us care about the ones the money actually matters to, a.k.a. the end of the bench guy. Not Giannis, not Steph. $500K ain't going to do anything for them. But do it like America's Got Talent or American Idol does. If you ever watch those shows, one of the reasons some of these contestants make it so far is because they always give them, before their first audition, they give them a background and they talk about and they show their town, and they always have some sob story of like, I really need to win because Nana is saving up for a kidney on Etsy, or, you know, I got to pay off my casino debt so I can keep my legs. They always got some sob story that gives you a reason to root, a reason to be invested. That is what the NBA needs to do with this cup, is you can even create new stars this way. Go to the end of the bench and find an interesting story and why they might actually need this $500,000 and get fans emotionally invested in that guy. Maybe they'll give a crap about this stupid cup because the stars won't care, but the 10th, 11th, or 12th guy, that $500,000 is meaningful. Not all these guys are on guaranteed rosters. You want ratings? Show me the guy fighting to stay in the league and show me why that $500,000 will change his life, and maybe I'll care if it's like the Pacers versus the Raptors in the final game. The other one, and this is actually the best solution. I only gave that first one to kind of help them with marketing. This is actually the best way to do it. You give the winner of the NBA Emirates Cup an automatic play-in bid. That's it. It's the easiest way to do it. It's the easiest way to solve it. You give the winner of the tournament an automatic play-in bid. What I mean is they get guaranteed the 10th spot of whatever conference that they're in. Unless they're able to make it higher, then they'll be able to forego it. But guarantee a playoff spot, and then maybe we'll actually care. And with 10 playoff spots and the last ones being the 10th spot, a play-in, it would only be one game. But now if you're a tanking team, if you're a team that really knows, dude, we're not trying to win this year, you still have inspiration and reason to win, because at least this way, if you get a play-in, maybe a playoff series, you get your young guys a lot of experience and you don't have to forego your lottery pick. I think this solves all their problems here, because now some of these younger teams that maybe don't think or care too much will think, oh my God, hey, if we just win this, if nothing else, we'll get some playoff experience. That would be great, and at least a puncher's chance to, who knows, maybe run all the way to the NBA Finals and still keep your lottery pick. This is clearly the best way to solve this problem. I don't know why they haven't done it yet. This creates stakes. This creates tension. That creates entertainment. But you give a young playoff team that wasn't supposed to be there a shot and give them a chance to get experience and still be able to draft very high next season and keep their pick. That is enough motivation to get some of these people to care and get the fans to care and get the fan bases to care, besides the fact of, like I said, trying to give, hey, look at the 13th guy. His uncle, he needs all organs transplanted and he needs $500,000. I'm just saying there are ways to do this besides just marketing, and the best way and the smartest way is to make them actually matter. Give the winning team of the cup the play-in spot.
It's so simple.
It really is. I solved your damn problems. Either give us stories or give us stakes, because right now it is stupid. It is pointless. I would say get rid of it if you don't do one of these 2 solutions, but I'll move on. Next thing I want to talk about. It's a running topic with me, but I'm going to talk about it again, man. Nikola Jokić, the joke of the league. I got to shout out Jokic, man. The joke is on us. In a league of men built like Marvel characters, Nikola Jokic, year after year, just gets better, cares less, and this MVP candidate again, maybe Denver wins a championship again, comes out with his big old gut and is somehow the Iron Man of all these stars. And it's just a fascinating experiment in maybe, I don't even know, just that Eastern Europeans are built different, because everyone in the NBA, this injury apocalypse, is all guys mostly who are young and in good shape. And then there's Nikola Jokic just sitting there, I had to go, I scored 55, I don't care, I want to play with my horses and go home. Somehow Nikola Jokic is once again dominating the league with his fat gut hanging out, and all these other young guys are getting hurt left and right. It is a fascinating conversation of what is Nikola Jokic exactly and how is he able to do it, because this injury epidemic to start off the season,
we're all hurting. Everyone's hurting.
Man, almost every young face of the league is either hurt or has been hurt to start the season. Wemby right now is out for a while. He's hurt. Giannis has been hurt. Jason Tatum, of course, is out for the season. He's hurt. Ant is back, but he was also hurt. Anthony Davis is always hurt, but I'll move on. Kawhi Leonard has also been out again. Embiid also always hurt. I'll move on. Zion did get in shape. He's still hurt. Trae Young has been hurt. Tyrese Halliburton, of course, is out with injuries. Dude, it is star young guy in shape after star young guy in shape. Basically, the all NBA teams are all either been injured or still injured. And these young and shape dudes, this next era, who are breaking down like your college kids' mental health after having 2 exams on the same day, the whole league is limping around like a group of 3-legged dogs at a racetrack. Meanwhile, Nikola Jokic.
Raid coming up here on Thursday.
Yes.
How soon till you're back in sophomore?
I need to, Sundays I have my horse racing in my
horse racing. I was going to get to that, the horse racing.
Again, gut hanging out, beer drinking, doesn't stretch, doesn't diet, doesn't train explosively, hates treadmills, cares more about horses, just keeps on going like he's the damn Energizer Bunny. It is the most fascinating thing I've ever seen. I'm just not trained for this. I'm not trained to think that the guy who cares the least will not only play the best, but be the most durable. It just doesn't make sense to me. Do you know that Nikola Jokic has only missed 1 season where he's played less than 70 games? Every year, he's played at least 70 games sans 1 season. In a load management league who takes all their health seriously, he is somehow the Iron Man. Everyone else is made of glass. Jokic is built out of like tractor parts from Serbia. And his numbers this year, still out of shape, still same old Jokic, are bananas. They're bananas. Nikola Jokic is maybe having the best season of his career. This is what Nikola has started off the season doing. Through 16 games, he's averaging 30.4 points per game. That is 5th. He's averaging 13 rebounds per game. That's number 1. He's averaging 10.8 assists. Also number 1, he's shooting 63% from the field, which is 8th. He's actually top 25 in three-point percentage at 42%. The Nuggets are 13-4. He's having the best season of his life when he is clearly half-assing it. And once again, stacking triple-doubles in a way we haven't seen maybe since Oscar Robertson. 9 triple-doubles in the first 16 games. Open the year, 4 straight triple-doubles. NBA record, not to mention, again, Nuggets 13-4, been a surprise in the Western Conference. Nuggets plus 12.3 plus minus when Jokic is on the floor. And if this stat doesn't explain all just how dominant Nikola is, besides everything I just gave you.
Get ready. This is going to blow your mind.
This is the biggest one you need to know. I saw this, I posted it, and you can see it. It's so unbelievable. The MVP baseline is basically what I'm going to call this. MVP Kobe averaged 28 points per game. MVP Duncan averaged 12.7 rebounds. MVP Nash averaged 10.5 assists. Defensive Player of the Year Marcus Smart averaged 1.7 steals per game. MVP Shaq year, he averaged 57.4% from the field. MVP Curry had a 66.9 shooting percentage. If Nikola Jokic matched any of these MVP year numbers, his averages would go down. Let that marinate in your brain for a second. Everything I just said, if he put up prime Kobe scoring, prime Duncan rebounding, prime Nash passing, Defensive Player of the Year Smart steals, Shaq efficiency, and Curry shooting in the same season, his numbers would actually dip from what he is currently doing.
Did I blow your mind or did I blow your mind?
It's unbelievable. And he's fat.
Cry me a river, you fat baby. You disgust me.
I don't want to be able to put this nicely. Nikola Jokić is still out of shape. I got to see it. I go to the Clippers Intuit Dome. I saw it live when he dropped 55 points in person. I looked at this dude, gut hanging out. I'm telling you, this guy pregame could not do, you know, in practice we used to do sprints, the back and forth. He could not run back and forth in a full court without completely losing his wind. He clearly doesn't lift any weights, doesn't diet, doesn't do any of the dynamic, none of that. He just goes out and plays, and dude, he dropped 55 on the Clippers so effortlessly. He looked like he needed a nap in the layup line. Then he just comes out and dropped. It was bananas to watch. It's unbelievable. This new generation, with all of their health and all of their youth and all their athleticism, is falling apart. And Jokić, gut hanging out, let's go look at horses, let's go drink a beer, is casually having the best season of his entire career. He's already hit his 30s. He just hit his 30s, but let's face it, he looks like 46. He's out of shape. He's barely trying. He's laughing the whole time. Everyone else is chasing some sort of legacy. He's chasing more MVPs and more championships. The joke's on us. It's hysterical. You've got to give it credit of like, dude, there are some people that are just so naturally good at something. It is phenomenal, and you should appreciate it, even if you don't appreciate the clear lack of effort. I can't imagine if Jokić ever took it seriously. If Jokić ever took his conditioning seriously, it'd be some Chamberlain-type stuff. I don't even know what Nikola would do. And I really think, unless something else goes, an injury, something happens, which hasn't happened his entire career, he's probably going to be in the MVP race and should win it. And I even think Denver could win a championship. And I know you're going to throw out two names real quick. SGA, I understand. Thunder are 17-1. I thought that was a token win for him last year. His stats still don't compare to Nikola, even though his record is always going to be better and probably is going to be this year. If Denver's as good as they could be, it'll be close enough. And Cade Cunningham and the Pistons, it's a nice start. Other teams have started hot. What was that Rockets team with Tracy McGrady back in the day? You can start hot and fizzle out, but Cade Cunningham, keep an eye on him and the Detroit Pistons. But as of now, clearly the best player in the league is Nikola Jokić. Unbelievable. Don't know what to say.
When is parade?
Thursday.
No. I need to go home.
All right, next up, I got to talk about the Golden State Warriors. I'm a huge Warriors fan. I have been for a while. And I got to say, man, it is sad watching prime Steph and Jimmy Butler even being wasted, because there's a couple guys that I have to get into here specifically that are dragging this team down, and they're interconnected, but they also have their own problems. I got to talk about Brandon Podziemski and Steve Kerr. This guy love. Let's start with Brandon. And this just, oh my God, this love between Kerr and Podz. I'm tired of it. Is anyone else tired of it? Especially at a time when we need big men more than we've ever needed them. Horford now out with sciatica, and knowing that we could have had Lauri Markkanen, which I will discuss here, we could have had a real young big in a trade. But is anyone else besides me just completely sick and tired of this Podz favoritism with Steve Kerr in the organization? I don't get it. I don't understand it, but I am tired of it. I am tired of the minutes that he hasn't earned. I am tired of the leash that he gets that no one else gets, including other good players like Moody, who they finally started and has been playing well after years. But, man, they've not given him the same treatment they gave Brandon from Jump Street. I'm talking about other guys like Santos, Peyton, Post, other guys who have earned opportunities. Brandon can screw up as much as he wants, and they'll let him try over and over. I am tired of this coaching staff acting like he's a cornerstone. I am tired of waiting for the production to match this hype that y'all want to put him on. I don't understand the pedestal. I'm sorry, Kerr and Dunleavy, it was his first pick as a general manager. I'm telling you, there is more sentiment. It's all it is. It's all it is. They do not actually base this on basketball. You can't. You cannot base the favoritism Brandon Podziemski gets surely and specifically on just basketball reasons. First off, he is not a starting level playmaker, and we love to put him in a point guard situation. Why do they do that? Why do the Warriors ever put Podz as a point guardish type playmaker? He is not on that level. This dude makes slow reads. He makes safe passes. He telegraphs his decisions. And, dude, if he pump fakes one more time, how does anybody in the NBA, how does every scouting report say, dude, don't ever fall for a Brandon Podziemski pump fake? This dude will pump fake it's like a glitch in a computer, or like when a loading icon starts spinning over and over. Dude, every time he touches the ball, why does any defender jump? You know what he's going to do? He's going to try to pump fake and drive, pump fake and drive, pump fake and drive. He can have open shot, he's going to pump fake. Close guard, he's going to pump fake. He can be on the bench, he's going to pump fake. He's in his sleep, he has a dream, he's going to pump fake. That's all he does is pump. Back to the more important part. He is a legally blind passer. Brandon Podziemski, and I'm watching this as a Warriors fan, is damn near legally blind as a passer. This dude has no court vision, and it's something that you can't teach. And I don't have time to pull all the film today. I will show you this maybe in another situation, but I'll give you just the main stat that you need to know to understand what I'm talking about when I say, dude, he is not anywhere close to an elite passer, something he gets way too much credit for. The one stat you need to know, as of today, Brandon, in his entire career, has had how many games? Quick question. How many games has Brandon had 10 or more assists in a game? One game. In one game, in his entire career so far, as much as he gets to play at an unselfish, spread-the-court organization, Podz has put up one single 10-plus assist game in his entire career. For perspective, Jordan Poole, Mr. Wild Horse, Mr. Ball Hog himself, the Chaos Merchant, has 8 games of 10-plus assists in his career. Let that sink in. Podz, who's supposed to be, he creates so much and he's this great passer and blah, blah, blah. How does he have one 10-assist game to Jordan Poole's 8? I thought Jordan Poole, and look, I agree, he's a wild horse. He's a ball hog. He doesn't look for other people. He can be very selfish. Yet somehow he has 8 times more 10-assist games than the guy you tell me is a great passer. You cannot tell me Podz is some visionary passer if Jordan Poole has done something 8 times over what he has done. One of the problems, if you watch, he's safe. He's not effective. He's able to avoid turnovers, but he's also able to avoid turnovers because he doesn't look for that extra pass. He only can make the obvious pass that's in front of him. People have tried to get on people like Steve Nash, LeBron James, even Caitlin Clark. Look at some people that have high assist or have been able to do it and see the court very well. They actually have high turnovers because they're actually trying to create offense. He doesn't do that. He just somehow always misses the open shooter and will just make a basic...
Can't see. Guys, I can't see.
Not to mention 63rd percentile in creation. He's nowhere near elite in playmaking. He's safe. He's not creative. He doesn't see advanced reads. He's good enough to not turn it over, but he never actually creates.
I still love him, no matter what he did.
And then this dude had the nerve to say, I want to be better than Steph. And a lot of people tried to praise him for this. Brandon recently in an interview was asked, and he said, would you like to catch up to Steph? And he said, oh, man, I'd like to be better than Steph. And he did go on to say, like, maybe, possibly. Even letting that come out of your mouth at this point in your career, it's indicative of the hype and the over just love that you get from everyone, including the organization, that you would be able to say that out loud. I know people want to say, oh, it's actually good. Even if you had that confidence, you should keep that shit to yourself, man. You want to be better than Steph? Well, try being a starter.
I am a starter, and that I belong, and that I can be a household name for the Warriors, and that's always my goal and what I look forward to.
Why don't you just try and be a legit starter, which you still haven't proven so far in your career, before you say out loud with your mouth, I want to be better than Steph Curry. I know somebody's going to say, as a Podz defender, he's only 22. He's only 22. Well, you know what? Steph Curry, at 22 years old, if you want to compare the two, since he wants to say one day I'll be better, at the same age as where Podz is now, 2010, 2011, Steph Curry was averaging 18.6 points per game, 5.8 assists, 3.9 rebounds, shooting almost 45% from threes, and started 74 games. Even in his early ankle injury years, Steph was already way better than Podz is now at the exact same age. Podz currently 10 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, some goofy hair, and some vibes. But you want to say you're better than Steph, brother, how about you be better than Jordan Poole? How about you just catch up to his assist totals before we start saying outlandish crap like, I want to be better than Steph Curry one day? And the worst part of all this, every time I watch a game, I can't let it go. We could have had Lauri Markkanen. I cannot stress just how important that should be in the conversation of Podz, the Warriors, Steve Kerr, the decisions, and this overall just way too much love for this dude. We could have had Lauri Markkanen. I talked about this almost 2 years ago.
And
Initiate flashback!
From August 24th, 2024.
Imagine that dude with Steph Curry and that crew and Draymond and everybody else. 7 foot 240, 40% from threes in his athletic prime, an all-star right now. But we said, no, we can't get rid of him. We got Brandon Pajemski. Are y'all freaking nuts? Brandon Pajemski is 9.2 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, 3.7 assists, 39% from threes. And yes, he draws some charges, and yes, he has a high plus-minus. Plus-minus is one of the best and worst stats in the entire league. No, a lot of people can look good. You put them next to Steph, Wiggins, Draymond, and Kuminga, you're going to look pretty damn good yourself. You better be the shit.
You better cure cancer, kid.
You better be a legend. I mean, and I'm not saying 2 years from now. I'm not saying 3 years from now. I'm saying next year. You better go from 9.2 points to at least 18 points per game. You better be arguing for Sixth Man of the Year. I better see you be the second or third leading scorer on this team consistently every single night. Because if we were not willing to give up you and some picks to get that kid in Markkanen or some of the other stars that were up for trades, and we're like, oh no, we can't get rid of Brandon. The pressure's on you, kid. It may not be right. It may not be fair. Kiss my ass. It's my world. It's my opinion. It's my show. I am going to blame you specifically. And I don't think you did anything to do this yourself. I don't think you actually asked management, hey, don't get rid of me under any circumstance. But since they pretty much said publicly, we think you're going to be the next big freaking thing, you freaking better. I don't know what they see in you. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I think you're solid at best. I think you're a role player. I think you're an eighth man on a championship rotation. I think you're a poor man's Dante DiVincenzo. I do not think you were worth not trading for Lauri freaking Markkanen, 27-year-old, 7 foot 240. Oh, he can catch lobs. He can shoot threes. God, go. Almost 2 years ago, I talked about this and how we could have had a guy who's now only gotten better, by the way. Lauri Markkanen this year, 29.3 points per game, 38% from threes from a 7'1", 240-pound, 28-year-old stud. He would have filled so many holes and solved so many problems. And now, because guys like Wiggins and Looney have moved on, we're not only not able to go back and even try to make a trade like that again, we are stuck with not just him, but Kuminga until January 15th.
And now we're stuck here with him in disaster lockdown. So
the Golden State Warriors are now hamstrung between the luxury tax and the way their contracts work out. They cannot make any significant moves, even if they wanted to now, with Brandon Pajemski by himself. You're going to have to add Jonathan Kuminga, and the only way you can add Jonathan Kuminga is if you wait till January 15th, because Brandon only makes $3 million. That's the one thing you can say nice about Brandon, is that still being on his rookie deal, he's only $3 million per year. Only problem with that is you have to salary match any trades you make, and now we can't do anything meaningful. We have to add somebody else to even get a decent player back if we wanted to trade him now, and that would be guys like Moody or Buddy Hield. I wouldn't like to see that. Or Kuminga, the disgruntled superstar. I think him and Podz would actually make a nice package together. But now we have to wait until January 15th because of Kuminga's contract and because Brandon's not worth any money right now, and we didn't pull the trigger when we should have, and we could have had one of the best, the finisher, Lauri Markkanen, instead of this crap. Instead of a 30-point per game, 7 foot, 38% three-point shooting, 240-pound, 28-year-old center. I got Pump Fake University. I think I'm better than I'm not even saying he's trash. I'm not even saying that. Brandon Pajemski is a solid player. He's a good player who's gotten way too much love and way too much credit and way too much time and way too much leeway. I just now, with Moody starting, maybe we'll actually put him where he should be. He's a 6th, 7th, or 8th guy on your roster. But Steve Kerr, God, you and Dunleavy. It was Dunleavy's first pick, and it was Kerr's guy. Oh, he's the best. Oh, Brandon. Oh, he takes charges. He takes charges.
It's frustrating. It's very frustrating.
Speaking of Kerr, going back to this, because finally, quote The Rock, the world is on my side. Steve Kerr's small-minded mentality, and he will not change, is finally feels like the entire Warriors fan base is with me. Do not believe him in his latest quote. Steve Kerr said recently, I'm going to consider playing double big lineups. No, he won't. Liar.
You liar!
Liar, liar, liar. No, you will not. Do not believe him. Steve Kerr will die on this hill. He wants to stay small no matter what the entire NBA at this point does. Even though small ball is dead, Kerr is the only one who doesn't seem to know it. He will not change. He will not stop. You either have to accept it as a Warriors fan or just move on with your day, because once again, and I'll talk about why this is so bad, but the Golden State Warriors, in case you don't know, for like the 5th year, are the shortest team in the entire league per average again this year by a significant margin. The Golden State Warriors' average height of the entire NBA basketball team is 6'5". 6'5". Their average height, their roster is 6'5", significantly below the league average of at least 6'7". And man, you could see it. The league has changed so much, and it's happened so much in the opposite direction of where Kerr is trying to go. It has gotten bigger. The league has gotten longer. The league has gotten faster. The league has gotten more vertical, more positionless. It is modernized. All these big 6'11", 7-foot guys, they're putting them at like small forward. They're putting 6'9" guys at point guard and 2 guard like it's Magic in the 80s. They are going with big lineups, and we are the only ones still clinging like Linus and his damn blanket, or Gollum with his precious, that this idea that we need to somehow prop out 4 guards again. He's never going to quit. He will never stop doing it. Steve Kerr, just so you know, would rather die on this small ball hill than evolve. He will always refuse to play size. He will refuse to adjust the rotations. He will refuse to accept that the league has not just moved on, but has evolved into a big league. He will refuse to play big lineups, even though the game screams for it. And the fact that you look at the top 7 teams currently who are going the complete opposite direction, and he still won't change, tells you what you need to know about Steve Kerr. It really does. Just look at it. The proof is not just in the pudding. It is in the top 7 teams. Look at the 7 best teams record-wise currently in the NBA. The Thunder clearly at number 1. Don't just play Chet Holmgren and Hartenstein. Dude, they use them in like a pick-and-roll situation. They take 2 7-footers because they have a unique 7-foot dribbling ability to create type talent. They run a pick-and-roll between Holmgren and Hartenstein that is just freaking goofy and almost impossible to stop. The Pistons, man, Duren, boy, he looks like more like a linebacker than he does an NBA player, but big, strong guy. He has been one of the main reasons, not named Cade Cunningham, that the Pistons are winning. The Nuggets have been big for a while. Jokic and Gordon, and they used to have MPJ, now Cam Johnson, who's actually pretty tall. They always keep tall lineups out there. Lakers have really benefited from the DeAndre Ayton, which is something the Warriors should have looked at for $7 million in a buyout contract situation. We could have used them just as much as the Lakers did. He has really worked out for them, along with Hayes and some of the other bigs that they picked up, just young 7-foot types. The Houston Rockets, I mean, what do you want me to say? Houston Rockets have not just gone anti-small ball. They have gone in a hyper direction the other way. Kevin Durant, Şengün, Jabari Smith, all in the starting lineup. They bring in Steven Adams a lot. Dude, they are giant, and they are kicking ass. Raptors, Barnes and Pirtle, Spurs, of course. I mean, do I need to keep going? Every other team that is good, that is winning consistently, plays big. We got the one guy's like, oh, we got to play small. We should put 5 guards out there.
Oh, it's so small. I love it.
Every team has 6-7 bigs. Kerr has 7 guards. And the excuse he made recently is maybe the most embarrassing of all. He said it was the schedule. Really? You want to go there, Steve? You want to say it's the schedule? Steve Kerr actually, and look, they did have to play a lot of games to start off the regular season. However, they only played 1 less than Oklahoma City, who is 16-1. So when Steve Kerr comes out of his mouth and says, dude, it's schedule difficulty, that's why we're 500 right now. We've had to play too many games too early, played so many games. Really? Oklahoma City played 1 more game than you at the time of this recording. You are 9-9. They are 16-1. So try again. The schedule is not the problem. Small ball is the problem. Steve Kerr is literally the nail in my head video in real life. The viral video is it's Steve. I look at it and I go, that's actually Steve Kerr. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, there's this viral video that went out years ago where this wife had a nail sticking out of her head and was complaining to her husband about her headache and saying, oh, it's painful and this, and why don't you listen to me? And the husband kept wanting to go, maybe it's the nail in your head. And she would get so pissed off. It's not the nail. It's not the nail. Don't say it the nail. How dare you say it's the nail? Anyways, oh, it's like a throbbing and yada, yada. And the poor husband had to sit there and have to act like it wasn't the freaking nail in her head that was causing all the problems. Steve Kerr is that woman. Yeah, the Warriors coaching staff and players, dude, we're getting killed on the boards. Teams are bigger than us. We can't guard the paint. Steve Kerr, it's not the nail. It's not the small ball. We just need better execution. Oh, my God. The nail in your head is small ball, Steve. You need to pull the nail out if you want to stop the headache. I can give you example after example of how Steve Kerr has gotten exposed to this over the years. Just a few days ago against the Blazers, you saw it. This was a really bad loss to Portland. Warriors have already proven that they're struggling against young and big teams this year, more even than previous seasons. Gave up 21 offensive rebounds, allowed 28 second-chance points in a four-guard lineup that got destroyed, and size lost in the game. They've always failed against the Nuggets. You can go back, look at any game versus Denver and how we get beat up inside, and Jokic kills us, and we do very little to stop it. The FIBA Cup was another good. Boy, a lot of people got to see it. A lot of people finally got to wake up to Warriors fans, and especially now that y'all are all on my bandwagon, should already know. He failed us so bad in 2023 in the World Cup. We finished in 4th place with his damn small ball lineups. He had centers. He refused to play them. We got 4th place. USA Basketball. Dude, this is not the Flint Tropics. 4th place! 4th place! It was the first back-to-back non-medal stretch in 50 years. Kerr even admitted later, it's so Steve Kerr, well, we couldn't defend. Yeah, you're too tiny, dickhead. Nail in your head, whatever I got to say. Yeah. Not to mention, there was look at the one game specifically. Go back. Mikal Bridges was put at center in a FIBA game. He put Mikal Bridges at center for floor spacing. Of course, they got cooked. And last thing on this, because someone's going to scream out and annoy me and say that, oh, well, we actually won because of small ball back in the early days. That is another thing I have to push back on. I have to push back on the idea that they won because of small ball. It is Usain Bolt and moon boots when you tell me, even as a Warriors fan or a Kerr supporter, well, we actually won with small ball, won us championships. No. Prime Steph won us championships. Prime Clay, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green won us championships. This is the equivalent, and I've used this metaphor before. If Usain Bolt was winning races and won the races wearing hiking boots because he probably could do it. Usain Bolt, let's face it, as dominant as he was in his prime, could win races winning steel-toed boots. He could wear hiking boots. He could wear cowboy boots. He could probably wear high heels. He could wear ski boots, flippers, rain boots, platform sandals, galoshes, moon boots. He could win a lot of races wearing the wrong attire on his feet. It does not mean he won the race because of the steel-toe boots. Do you get the metaphor that I'm trying to lay down to you? He would still win in spite of the shoes. The Golden State Warriors won in spite of small ball. Small ball system was the moon boot. Steph was the Usain Bolt. Had nothing to do. This is so similar to people giving Phil Jackson way too much credit for the triangle offense. And look at years when he didn't have Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen or prime Kobe and Shaq. And everyone would be like, oh my God, the triangle offense is such a brilliant system. Yeah, how did it work in New York? How did it work in other places when we didn't have prime MJ, prime Pippen, or prime Kobe and Shaq? You can run a lot of offenses besides the triangle. If you have those type of players, you can run a triangle, you can run a circle, you can run a rhombus, you can have a blind person just start drawing and run that shape. You can run a lot of different offenses when you have the best players in the world. You can run small ball when you have the best players in the world. It has nothing to do with why they actually won the titles. I'm sorry, it's just not the same thing. So between Steve Kerr and Podz, I just feel bad because, again, we're wasting Steph's time. We're wasting Steph Curry's time, and it's frustrating, and it's sad to watch, and I don't know what we're going to do going forward, but I do know we're stuck with Podz until the 15th, at least, because you have to move him with Kuminga to make a decent trade, and Steve Kerr is clearly going to hang around, at least for the rest of the season, and he's not going to change. Don't believe a word he says. This dude is small-minded. He loves small ball. He's got the nail sticking out of his head, and he's going to tell you every reason why his head hurts, besides the fact that it's poking him right there. Last thing.
I have one more thing to say.
I want to say this, and because I'm running out of time, but I got one more thing. I do want to shout out the WNBA's latest story and say this about the league in general as they are going through their negotiations and everything else. The WNBA truly is a league of their own. They deal with unique circumstances that no other professional sports league has ever had to deal with. It is something that has become, as a fan watching this, an empathy thing for me of like, man, y'all deal with things that no other sports league even has to discuss, think about, and it is truly unique to their situation. The WNBA is truly a league of their own, especially when you look at this year's draft. For the first time in history, a professional sports organization that I know of has to ask the question, with the number one pick, should we draft our star player's girlfriend? I've never been on the other side, the male-dominated side of sports. Of course, it's very few times you even hear about anyone even coming out while they're playing, which is sad, and that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But the WNBA and the Dallas Wings are in a unique situation because they once again got the number 1 pick, and the entire internet is yelling, and I think correctly, go get Azzi Fudd. Go get Fudd. Go get Fudd. Go get Fudd. Reunite her with her girlfriend and star of the Dallas Wings, Paige Beckers. And this situation is so WNBA. It's what I'm talking about. Only in this league do you have to legitimately ask as a general manager, do we draft the best player available or who fits our system, or do we go with the franchise's star girlfriend? And I'm sympathetic because in some ways I'm almost jealous, though, because I said this going back a while ago. Dude, Klay Thompson would still be in Golden State if they were in a relationship with him and Steph Curry. I said this for years, and I mean it sincerely. If Steph and Klay Thompson were married, I would have no concern about Klay Thompson not finishing career as a Golden State Warrior, because star power makes a difference in who you sign to your roster and who you don't sign. If Klay and Steph were engaged or husbands or whatever else, and Steph Curry was like, dude,
Let him go. I was just playing. Not let him go.
You're not trading Klay. You're not letting Klay go in free agency. We just bought a house. We just adopted another child. There's no way in hell you're letting him go. I would still be happy because I'd have my 2 favorite players together still on the same team. Star power matters and relationships matters. So the Wings are in a very unique situation. So like I said, number 1 pick, once again, they already have Paige Beckers. There are 2 doors they can open, and both of them are interesting. The first one's the one I've talked about, getting your girlfriend, Azzi Fudd. And, of course, championship chemistry. This goes back to their days at UConn. They played together in college. She is an elite shooter. It's an instant storyline. And, of course, social media and everyone else would go nuclear. This would be a very unique situation. But here's the other door that makes more sense. Lauren Betts. They need a center. Dallas does not need guards. They need a center. And Lauren Betts is the other one who's been mocked a lot at number 1. A 6'7" center solves all the actual problems the Dallas Wings have and would make them probably a playoff threat in the next year or so. This is actually the rational pick. And unfortunately, the fan base, like me, it's split like a church vote. We don't know what to do. I mean, the pressure to try to draft Fudd is real. And it's both on the court and it's both just because it would be just a great story. But, I mean, the chemistry that they have on the court matters, going back to their days at UConn. They won championships together at UConn. They were dominant together in college. They were already running pro sets as freshmen. The UConn is a whole different system of talent and understanding. So coming from that pedigree and playing together in college would give them a one-upsmanship that no one else would have. Also, the retention factor, and this is the other big part of this conversation, is that how much the Dallas Wings have to keep Paige Beckers happy.
Are you happy?
Because how do you not have to worry about Paige Beckers? Paige Beckers, just so y'all know, is who the WNBA wants as their star. They do not want Caitlin Clark as their star. I've talked about this, and you can go back to old podcasts and listen to me rant about it. But they do not want Caitlin. They want Paige. They are going to push Paige. They're going to push any team that has Paige. The Wings know this, and they need to keep her happy. Is drafting Fudd the only thing that'll keep her happy behind closed doors? I don't know. This is a lot of speculation, but it's an interesting situation. And I, of course, don't have to talk about the marketing, do I? Do I even have to bring that up? Dude, if you put Paige and Azzi back together, that is a huge, every game almost, cultural event everywhere they go. Ticket sales, jerseys, ESPN coverage, TikTok, of course, social media would be all over it. Dallas Wings go from one of the worst who cares teams to suddenly instantly watchable. And not only that, solves the Caitlin problem again. Now we get to move the story into the one that the WNBA, the players, and some of the fans have chosen. Instead of that mean old Caitlin and that nasty Indiana fever, we can just go Paige and Fudd and celebrate that situation, which is much more indicative of where the WNBA wants to go. But again, problem is they don't need a guard. And so that's going to be, I can't wait I'm going to be so excited to see first pick of the draft who they go with, because they don't need Fudd. They need a center. They already have guards. They have Enrique. They have rookies like Quinterly, James, Sundell. They need size. They need rim protection. They need rebounding. They need someone who can stand between an Asia Wilson and the 40 points she's going to drop almost every damn game that she plays. They need Lauren Betts. That's the smart pick. That's the we're going to win in the next few years pick. Azzi is just, this will blow up the internet and this will be great marketing and could work pick, but not necessarily is the smart one. I mean, look, she's a dog. Azzi can play. She can score her ass off. She's the best shooter, arguably better than Caitlin that will step into the NBA, be the best shooter in the entire league. And she is a dog, but she's also injury prone. Have to mention that. 2 ACL tears, multiple knee injuries, long injury history. At number 1 pick overall, health matters. Betts is the safer cornerstone. Azzi is a risk. And just to quickly throw this in, I don't worry too much about how they will work together because the WNBA does have a long success stories of couples winning. This is not unusual. WNBA has been dealing with this for a long time, and everyone has done actually quite well with this. You look at WNBA couples throughout history, it's worked over and over and over. Vandersloot and Quigley actually won championships together. Alyssa Thomas, DeWanna Bonner, they were back together again last season. They are always dominant. You had Taurasi and Penny, another iconic duo. So the actual dealing with the on and off the court of maybe fighting or the tension, that doesn't seem to be an issue. These ladies are professionals. They'll be able to handle it. It's what the fans are saying and what the pressure is. That is where the fascinating part comes in because hopeless romantics and casuals and people like me go, dude, draft Fudd, man. That's great. That's so, not only would it be a cool thing for hopefully Paige and them if they were actually getting engaged or married, but it just makes a good story. It's just a way better story than taking the safe pick and getting a center. Go get her UConn girlfriend and put them back together and see if they can make a run and take down evil Caitlin Clark and the one that the rest of us support, but a lot of y'all hate. It's so interesting. And Dallas is saying that they're evaluating options, and I think privately it's pretty simple. If Fudd can stay healthy, I don't see how they can resist. I don't think you can resist doing it, even though it doesn't maybe make the most sense. It's just too good. It's just too you got to keep your star happy. You don't want Paige leaving Dallas. And like I said, WNBA is truly a league of their own. WNBA is a league of their own. They have issues and problems and dilemmas that I've never really dealt with as a sports fan, and I find it fascinating. So either way, I will be so excited to see what they do on draft day and who they take. And hopefully, anyway, it'll be fun as hell, and they'll still be around. I'll talk about that next week, explain more of the contract situations and everything else that happened in sports. But you guys enjoy your weekend. I will talk to you soon. Do not forget to like and subscribe. I love you. Bye-bye.
Tricky Guy Sports.